Welcome back to Sex, Drugs, and Sound Bowls with me, Jessie Siren. Here is a space where we embrace the raw magic of being a human in process. I'm over the gurus telling us we're broken. Spoiler alert, we're not. Being human is just messy business, and no one knows your path but you. This podcast is about remembering that truth. Abuse, death, grief, pain, sex, psychedelics, schoolies, motherhood, music, these have all been powerful gateways for me. New life always requires a breaking open. As Hermann Hesse said, he who would be born must first destroy a world. The only way out is through, baby. As I leap into the unknown, as I roll around in the mess, I'm here to hold up the mirror so you can remember with me. This isn't just a path, it's the rhythm of nature. Chaos leads to creation. Mess leads to majesty. Here we go. Welcome back to Sex, Drugs, and Sound Bowls. I'm your host, Jessie Siren. Just back from a 20-minute jog where I had this kind of aha that I really want to anchor in. I'm still very much in process. It might be a little muddy or messy, but I feel like it'll be valuable for me to have it out there. And so it's got to be valuable for someone else. Okay, so 4 or 5 months ago, Matt and I decided we would do this podcast. We had this great podcast idea and we call it Sex, Drugs, and Sound Bowls, and we do it together and have a great time kind of sharing the adventure, the story of our love and our life and together. And so 4, 5, 6 times over the course of the winter, we have sat down with the intention of recording an episode. And 4, 5, 6 times this winter, it has ended with me in tears. Just feeling all the things as Matt has shown up as himself, a man with very few words. And even though he has set out with the intention saying like, I want to share, I want to show up, I want to be there, when the camera turns on and he is prompted in any way, it's like pulling teeth. It's painful. And all kinds of projections were happening on my end, and I made it mean that somehow he didn't love me enough, or he didn't care enough, or he wasn't trying hard enough. And I'm someone, sadly, who has to learn things the hard way, and usually over and over and over. Like, hit me over the head with the frying pan, not once, not twice, like 20 times, and then, okay, then I'll get the thing. And I remember, I don't know, even in the past year, asking my yoga mama, soul sister, Karina, why do I always have to learn things the hard way? And she just sweetly and simply said, because that's the easiest way to learn things. And so this summer, Matt was working on the electrical at the bus and I was home with the kids and he was really struggling. So I said, I'll come on down and I'll help you out. And I remember the moment where I was standing next to him and he opened the electrical box outside the bus and I saw all the wires, hundreds of wires, tangles and knots and just a chaotic jumble of red, green, and blue. And I remember just feeling paralyzed. And for most of my life, and I've been through a lot of shit, I've been kind of a fighter. Like if something challenging comes up, I'm like, okay, I want to learn everything about it. And what do I need to do to get through it? And then I take action. And in this moment, looking at these cords, it was one of the first conscious moments I've had in my life where I've been absolutely paralyzed. I had no idea. I couldn't even formulate a question. I didn't know how to ask for help or what I was needing help with. I didn't know who to call. I didn't know how to look something up. I was just frozen in front of these wires. And it was a beautiful moment because I was like, oh, this is what Matt experiences when he moves into freeze. Because we've kind of done this dance of fire and water in our relationship where if something difficult comes up, he'll go into kind of anxious frozen mode and I'll go into aggressive fire mode. And on neither end is better than the other, but without compassionate understanding on my end, I always was just like, you don't care, you're not trying, like where are you? You've disappeared. And so in this moment of feeling absolutely paralyzed, and there was no way to mental my way out of it or push through it or make it different than it was. It just was what it was. I had this glorious moment of compassionate understanding from my husband. Like, oh, he can't help it. It just is what it is. It's not personal. And that felt really important. And then still over the course of the winter, I did not connect the dots. I did not see the big picture, that it was just the same theme coming up again in our podcast when I would ask him a question, a deep, thoughtful question, and he would give me a one syllable, answer. I wasn't connecting that it was that same experience for him, showing up and feeling overwhelmed and paralyzed in that moment, that it was a weak spot for him. And so we've had a few different themes over the course of the winter that we were touching on within the context of the podcast. And a few days ago, we sat down to talk about our sex life. And we got the camera rolling, and I had a list of questions to ask him. And we started out, and it was late for one. And for two, it was just, again, it was Matt's edge. We were talking about something that felt really deep, personal, profound, and beautiful to me. And I know to Matt as well. And he had told me over and over, like, I want to show up, I want to share, I want to be there with you. And so here we are in front of the camera again, and he's giving these 1-word answers, 2-word answers, shrugging things off that feel really important. And I have seen the way this man can string words together, not always in the spur of the moment. He takes time and he's very thoughtful with his responses, but I've saved every letter he's ever written me. It's like poetry. It's so beautiful and deep. And when I'm really sitting with him and listening one-on-one, there's a depth to our conversation and to his expression that even goes beyond words. And yet here in front of the camera, when he's saying he wants to show up, there's none of that. And so once again, I got frustrated. I turned off the camera. I'm like, you don't care. You're not even trying. And flash forward to me on this jog today, really anchoring in, really getting something, because this episode was about sex in particular. The universe works and conspires in such beautiful ways. Sex, for me, for most of our marriage, was a place where I felt absolutely paralyzed. And for years and years, when it came to intimacy and sexual connection, I would just stand there like I did with the wires and stare and not know what to do. And it wasn't for want of like sexual desire or aliveness or compatibility, or it was none of that. It was just some kind of weird trigger point or edge inside of me. And Matt, sweet Matt, in all those years, never once did he say like, well, fine, I guess you don't love me. Never once did he make it about him, like, or punish me or pressure me or give me ultimatums or try to make me be other than I was. He just, you know what he did? He teased me. And these were years where I couldn't, everywhere was a trigger point. I couldn't be touched anywhere. I couldn't be kissed. I couldn't have breath or words or people close to my ears or my neck or my mouth, and yet I wanted this connection so badly. I said those things, and still wherever he touched me, I'd cringe or I'd shy away, and so he drew me in. He drew me out of the dead zone and into this world of aliveness that I wanted so badly to be in. And he didn't do it through shame, through shoulding me like you should be different than you are, through making it about himself, making it personal. He did it through play and compassion and patience and allowing me to be exactly as I was. And always, he would get me there. He would get me there. And he was like my guide, like my tour guide, Barbie. No, like my guru, my guide through the dense jungle of the nervous system, mind, and heart. And he would show me the way to this majestic, beautiful place where there was fairies and waterfalls and rainbows and sunshine streaming through the trees. And I could hear the energy of life and feel it coursing through my veins. And then the next time I would try to get there again, but immediately I'd be lost and everything would have been overgrown again and I couldn't find my way there. And he just kept patiently showing me the way again and again and again until eventually I could make it there on my own. And if he would have shamed me, and if he would have put this like extra pressure on me when I already was feeling like Atlas with the world on my shoulders. I don't know that I would have gotten to the place where I am today, feeling more like liberated emotionally, sexually, physically, spiritually than I ever have. He has been such a pivotal part of that, and just holding me compassionately, not trying to fix me, not trying to change me. Wow. And for anybody else out there who's experiencing these kinds of things, right? You're with someone you love. We actually have like a little code word. We did a medicine journey together. And I remember kind of diving into this wound with him and him looking at me and just saying, it's me, but it's me. It's none of those other guys. It's me. And so when I would start to panic or feel overwhelmed or feel like my mind and my nervous system was pulling me back to another time, he would just say like, it's me. And it would kind of pull me back in, and I'd see him again and I'd be where I was. But the subconscious, God, the intelligence of the body is so powerful. Even if you are with somebody that you love and trust deeply, in those moments of terror and fear and trauma and abuse, the intelligence of your body, of your subconscious, is taking note of everything, from smells to sensations, from sights to feelings and sounds. It is all being logged, so that if one of those sights, sounds, sensations should occur, even if your brain is not quick enough to know that you're in danger, your body will send you into fight or flight. Your body is like, I got you. This is familiar. This is not safe. I got you. We're going to hype things up in here. And that's where my body was for so many years. And I'm just so grateful for Matt holding me compassionately and tenderly. And all of this is to say, I'm an asshole. I'm an asshole. Like, how did he know to do that for me? I do not know. God bless his mother. God bless his father. God bless him. I feel compassionate. I feel understanding on the inside, and still there are blind spots. There are times when I make it about me. And so what I'm trying to anchor in right now, deeply to the bones of me, is like, I want to be for Matt what he has been for me all these years. I want to tease him playfully. I want to draw him out of the dead zone and into his aliveness, into a more embodied and full expression. And I want to do it in a way that doesn't shame, that doesn't rush, that doesn't should, that doesn't need. That's just like, I'm here for you. I'm waiting for you. Come on. What are you waiting for? God bless Matt for holding me so tenderly, so sweetly, so compassionately, so playfully, for never giving up on me for all of those years. And even still, bless that I am able to give that back to him, to hold him tenderly, compassionately, lovingly, patiently, drawing him in using playfulness, using inquiry, deep listening, and allowing for him to blossom in his own unique way and timing. Blessed that I'm able to help to draw him out of his dead zone and into his aliveness, into his most expressive and embodied experience in this life. We are free. We are free. We are free. Remember, sweet soul, your story, your healing, they matter more than you know. Every expression of self-love carries and echoes and ripples an energy, a frequency of authenticity. And this authentic love is an energy that can't help but change everything and everyone it comes into contact with. Love yourself, heal the world, and have a little fun along the way. And don't forget to have a little fun along the way. Mwah. Be well.